it was so dark, and it was what was it called, the plague, the Black
Yeah.
Plague or whatever, all that stuff where like everyone was in turmoil and everything was horrible, but yet like all these buildings and stuff were built like it's just I don't. I mean, I can see that happening. I could totally see it happening. Like where they can just uh, like we were talking about, like I don't think they could take away like 100 years, but I think they could take 1,000 year chunk out from like the what 1400s to the or wait, it would have to be from 500 to 1500, right? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like like from 500 to 1500, they could just I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Because like how John says that uh, that there's been the hours is close because there's already been many antichrists already, and the
I'm
hour
sure
is
there's going to be,
close.
huh?
It could have been a lot closer, when the other could have erased the history, but I don't know.
I definitely think that it's possible to erase history from that far away. Like,
Well,
from like,
I know they could do it from even just a few hundred,
yeah, well, like we talked about, but
but
I think it'd be easier to.
it'd be a little bit harder. I mean, some people do keep extensive family history. I mean, I suppose you could make up a family history, I guess.
Well, no, that's what we talked about already. But I'm saying, like imagine if they just like like erased from like let's say okay, so let's just say Jesus died, Yahusha died, right, and then 100 years later they decided to not 100 years, but like I mean maybe he came back. Maybe the millennial reign was okay. So zero B or zero AD, and then 100 years later they started being like, oh, we can't deal with this, and they started like they did. They started being anti-Christ right then because everybody was like being, like, dude, this guy's got it right, and they started talking about it, and like, no, shut it all down. And then if he came back, let's say 500 years later, so it's only 600 A.D. after Christ, right? And so from 600 to 1600, right? That could be the millennial reign, right? From 600 to 1600, right? And then that's only um what? That's 1,400 years ago, or no? No, that's only 400 years ago, right? So 400 years ago is after the millennial reign, and then so from 400 years ago until now is this little short period of of the devil thing,
Oh, you
right?
think they had a huge knowledge increase?
During the millennial reign, I think that's what I'm saying. See the point. Okay, I don't know if I explained this part. The point is like during the millennial reign is when Satan wasn't here and they built all these amazing things, and it was like everything was awesome. They knew how to build things better and live better, and it was amazing. And then boom, the millennial reign was over, and then now there's a short period of Satan. I'm sorry, I didn't explain this part, but did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
That's kind of the theory, right? Where like during that time it was amazing and everyone was like, they called remember the what was it called, the time of enlightenment and or the golden age,
The
stuff like
Renaissance.
that. Yeah, yeah, Renaissance and all that, and everything was like beautiful. And like what if that was a millennial reign and everything was awesome, they built all these amazing things and they lived this amazing lives, but then after that, boom, Yah said, now it's the millennium reign's over, and now it's time for that little short period of time, like we just read, right? That's kind of my point. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I know from reading the scriptures, especially the Old Testament, that it didn't. All it took was for one generation, really, for them to forget about what Yah had done for the previous generation.
Yes, exactly. He always he would punish the next generation. Yeah, he always said that. He's like, you know what you're doing now is you're ruining it for the next generation. So then you're gonna be gone, and then hopefully the next generation will learn from their mistakes, like that. And maybe that's what it is. Like maybe he put the kibosh on a certain generation. I don't know, but I still think it's kind of possible that the way it sounds, it's like maybe they were living a better life, and then now we're in that little realm. But who knows? I don't know. I think what will happen
All of a
is
sudden, life was good, and all of a sudden,
yeah,
they lay him back out, and then all of a sudden, that would be just then everything would just start going downhill.
start going the way it's going now, and then it's like the final countdown. By the way, which I found to be funny is like maybe it really is a final countdown. Like for real though. Like I was like, dude, it's funny to think about, but it's not funny. I mean, dude, it is funny because I ain't worried about it, dude. Either way, dude, I'm totally believing in y'all. I'm totally following y'all. And if
I'm
it's
still trying to think, but how would they gather? He gathered the armies to go against. Let's see.
yeah, I mean, dude, that's the thing about Revelation
Yeah,
though. It seems out of it's always
it's
seemed a
about to
little
lead the nations astray, which are in the four corners of the earth. Gog and Magog, gathering them for battle, whose number is as the sands of the sea.
maybe that's what's gonna
And they,
happen.
and they came up over the breadth of the earth and surrounded the camp of the set apart ones. This is going to say that there will be a set apart ones.
Maybe that's the final set apart ones. Like maybe the remnant, like we can be the remnant where that's what will happen.
Or maybe that's what's what they're hiding out there.
Oh, you mean maybe they're hiding an actual Jerusalem? Like maybe. Oh, I didn't think about that. Maybe there is a New Jerusalem right now happening, and we're outside of it. I didn't think about that.
You know, and we're there. That's why they have the restrictions of where we can and can't go
Right?
on. You know, because
Oh
you
man.
can't go there because then you'll know the truth and you'll know that we're way past the tribulation and you're in final chance mode instead of you're thinking
Yeah.
first chance. This is the first chance.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like theorizing this much, but it's possible, dude. I don't know. I really like the thing about it too is like people say not to, like my aunt even said not to read Revelation. She's like, it's not time to read Revelation. I'm like, what do you mean? Why would we not read something from the Bible? I think they've been trying to hide this stuff, dude. We never read this stuff in Baptist church much for all those years. They never talked about Revelation, dude. They only talked about the stuff that they, you know what they talk about. They talk about the same old, dude. But either way, I'm not sure if this really matters in my opinion because I really think that, like, trying to follow Yah is the best thing to do no matter what. So, like, obviously, we're not trying to worry about this stuff. We're just kind of just pontificating. I find it interesting, right? I mean, I find this kind of stuff interesting. I just like to learn and try to, think, use critical thinking. But I also just think that, no matter what, he always wants you to follow him and worship him and praise him and give him thanks always. So what happens, in my opinion.